Hello everybody and welcome to Green Star Trading with me Tom. All views, opinions and ideas expressed in this video are my own and do not constitute financial or trading advice in any way. Right, for the next few minutes we're going to be looking at gold, specifically the CFDs on gold, and we're going to be looking at the SLV ETF as our proxy for the silver market. Okay, so this is probably going to be a bit of a shorter video than the one yesterday where we looked at the oil market, we looked at the SPY and we looked at the Russell. We're just going to look at gold and silver today, but we have still got a few things I want to discuss. Bullish and bearish counts as usual, plus a potential alternative to go over. So without further ado, let's get underway. Alright, so we're here on the daily time frame in our arithmetic scale looking at gold. So let's just have a quick recap of the long-term count. Primary 1, primary 2, primary 3 is up here. And we've either completed primary 4 and now we've gone 1, 2, 1, 2, about to go into a 3 higher. That's the simple way of looking at it. And the bearish case we'll look at separately. Okay, so let's just bring up our primary pivot as well from back here and see how it looks. That's that one. This one. So we've spent a lot of time, if we just turn the count off for the moment, we spent a lot of time recently mucking about with the median line here, which has come up and come into play on a few occasions recently. Okay, so we're going to come in now and have a look at the closer or smaller time frame and see what we can see. Now this is still my primary count and will remain so for the meantime. It's still my preferred count, is bullish. It could be bearish, which we'll look at in a moment, but this is my preferred interpretation currently. So let's come out to the 2 hour so we can see a little clearer. Alright, and it will remain my primary count for as long as these lows here hold. If these lows break, I will switch to the bearish interpretation. Okay, but for as long as they hold, and they have held since March of this year, we've had what I'm proposing is a 1, zigzag into a 2, and then a 1, zigzag into a 2, expanding flat into a 2 that's yet to complete, and then we're going to go higher. So let's come in and have a look at this flat pattern I'm talking about. So we've got our 1 up here, intermediate degree, and an ABC pivot into a 2. That's nice and simple zigzag. I think I can see a pretty clear impulse wave here in a 1. And what I get here is an ABC diagonal here in the C. Now this count has changed slightly from the previous count a few weeks ago, because I had the 1, 2 here and we were now going up in a new impulse. But the thing is, this is broken down because of this move here, and I could not get an impulse from this point onwards because of this 3 wave move here. Seems to be 3 waves to me, right? So A, B, C. Now what we can see is, if we're saying this is an A wave, the B wave has come straight to target for an expanding B at the 1318 and 123.6, right? Multiple little head and shoulder, well, a little head and shoulders pattern right around the top of the B wave here. Okay, like that. Where we've gone head, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and down we go. So that does look like a B wave high. And now we appear to have 3 waves complete, 4th wave complete, and maybe working our way down in the 5th wave now. So what I need to do here is I just need to move this over to here, excuse me, because I realise I've got to measure from the wave 1 pivot, not the B wave pivot. So as you can see, we've got a volume node around here on the profile that's visible right around the 50. So maybe we get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we stop here with a running flat, not taking out this low. 3, 3, 5, and then off we go in a larger 3 of a 3 of a 5. Now the whole of this count becomes invalid if we take out this low here at 1680 spot 31. If we take that out, then we've invalidated this immediate interpretation, which is the idea that we're in a minor 2. Okay, and that it's an expanding flat, because if this pivot goes, then either this prior correction is something larger itself, which is in danger of taking out the major lows back here, which it would, essentially take out those lows. So at that point, the whole bullish count's invalid. So let's just say, because this was so insanely deep, and it was insanely deep for a 2, but still it didn't break the low. So if we come down below this low, that's it for the bullish count as it is here. We did not bottom back in March. We've got further to go. So anyway, this is how I see the bullish count for the meantime. So all we're looking for here is to complete this 5-wave structure down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want to get a bounce. There's no point looking at this on the 2-hour time frame. We'll look at this on the larger time frame, the momentum I mean. So we want to see this complete as 5-wave structure around support, either the 50 or the 61.8. It can come deeper because it's an expanding flat, but it's not going to be able to come much deeper because the 123.6 and the 131.8 I imagine will be contained within the A. Yes, they will. They're both here, there and there, so that would still result in a running flat. If we go beyond that, you've got the 161.8 here, which is at 1691. That's getting very, very deep at that point as an expanding flat, and once again it's endangering these lows. It's possible, but ideally I would like to see a running flat here rather than an expanding flat. The expanding B has come to target. The C could come down and stop at the 100. Let's just have a look where that was. Didn't take note of that, sorry. So the 100 overlaps exactly, or very bloody close to the 50 right here. It goes over this volume node, and we have a 50 and the 100 over each other here. So that's going to be a strong area of support. Okay, it's also in amongst all this previous noise here. Okay, we've got previous lows here and here, previous resistance here and here and here. So that's a major level to watch, which is the 50% retracement from this wave 1 to here. So looking for support to come in around this volume node, around this previous support and resistance, around this 50%. If we slice through this like butter, it's time to start getting a bit nervous from the point of view of the bullish case. So on that note, let's come over and have a look at the bearish case. Alright, so we're going to turn this off, our primary count, and consider the bearish ABC I've been working on, which is just a larger correction that is yet to complete. So we're going to have to come out to the daytime frame here. So of what this is correcting, it could still be the 3 into a deeper 4, as the invalidation point for the 4 is a million miles away, right? So this could just be a zigzag from the 3 into a 4, and it's yet to go lower, and it could go significantly lower. So let's come in and have a look at the 4-hour time frame. I think would actually be better to describe this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diagonal in an A. B wave, wave 1. Now you've got 2 ways of looking at this. Let's just throw up the alternate because I might be more persuaded by it. You get 1, 2, disproportionate 3, 4, which I don't like the look of. And then we can just say nice and easy 1, 2. Now we're working on a 3. So this would be at minor degree, and then this would be at A, B, C minute degree, like so. And now we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into a 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably around where we were looking in the bullish count. This will be in minuet, which will give us a minute 1, and then a 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and put this here and bring the 3 up to here. We'll bundle all this together for future use in case it becomes relevant, which will be when we take out all these lows. So nice and simple, 1, 2. 5 ways forward, 3 ways back. That's the simplest way of looking at it. Not massively keen. If I just show you the regression channel of this initial move down, this looks like a complete impulse in itself. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, triangle 5. So this looks like a 1. This is a disproportionate 3, 4 if we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. But there is 5 waves here for a 3, or there's 5 waves here complete. you can look at it either way. So if we do look at it either way, let's just throw these into an alternate folder. Say alternate bear. Okay, hide those, and let's bring up the other way I've done this. So the other way I've done this is a completed impulse here, which I prefer the look of this. However, it makes this less likable for me. So this becomes a W, three-way swing flat into a W, and then we get an X wave here and a Y wave here, which is another zigzag. Right, and then we complete our two. But you can see it really doesn't matter, does it, how you do it, because we end up in the same place. We end up with two here. What did we retrace? It depends on where you finish the wave. If you finish the wave here, then obviously it's going to be far more significant completion, a far more significant place for the wave to finish. We come past the golden ratio, right? Here we go, 61.8. If we drag it down to here, right, it becomes much deeper. But is it in any way as significant? Comes to the 78.6. So your pick is either a golden ratio finish or golden zone a little bit beyond, or we're stretching it out and we're going a little bit beyond the 78.6 with a little head and shoulders around the top here. You know, both are viable. Like I said, it doesn't really matter, does it? You know, you get up here one way or the other. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline, break, off we go. So, putting a little reversal pattern up here. So that's the bearish case as I see it. Now once this unravels, and like I said, if we take out these lows, this will be the count I'll be getting behind. But I'm going to stick with the primary count for the meantime, with the bullish count unless that happens. So really, what are we talking? Well, we've got to really take the length of the A, bearing in mind it's a diagonal. C, if it divides as an impulse, could be significantly nastier than a diagonal, right? So it could go deeper. But if we just take a 1-to-1 for the minute, we just take a 1-to-1, then we'd be looking at $1,520 gold down here, and that would be 4 complete. But it would be really big. But I mean, would it be really big? Let's just remind ourselves of the size of the 1. What we'd end up with if this were to happen is we would end up with something like this. Right? Yeah, it would be big, but it's not mind-blowing, is it? It's not stupid. It's not unacceptably large. Where's our pitchfork folder gone? It's right there in front of me and I can't see it. There it is. Right, maybe we won't make it that far. Maybe we will. Do a lot of technical damage if we did. That's for certain. Breaking that pitchfork and such a deep zigzag, that would have me suspicious that this wasn't a free. Okay, so how else we get up there, I don't know. At the moment, I don't really know, to be honest with you. This looks, I mean, could you say 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4? No, it's still going to give you a 3, isn't it? I don't think you can get another complete wave in there, so we'll save that for the moment. Like I said, I'm going to continue to side with the primary count until it breaks, unless it breaks, not until, and see what we end up with. So a final idea before we go. This has been shared on my Discord group quite a while ago. Sorry, but I can't remember who it was who did it. So you'll have to forgive me. But essentially, it's an idea that this is a triangle. Now, I did suggest a triangle ages ago. As you can see, this was my original idea of a triangle, and this is my slightly revised one, which is the more recent one. So when I first introduced the idea of a triangle, I was expecting this upper bound, this upper trend line to hold. Obviously, it hasn't, so you know that's fine. We can just shift it to here, which is why I think this more recent interpretation of a triangle is probably more accurate. If it's a triangle, I'm not so sure it is, to be honest. I think sometimes you just see things, you know, if you see low, higher low, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So that, all of that thing there, that does try its best to convince you with the higher lows that you're in a triangle, and we could be, but it's not a particularly nice looking one. You know, if you're going to have a barrier triangle, right, with a straight, which is almost straight because of that previous low being so close. I think I'm being overly generous with the bend there, actually, to be honest. If you're going to end up with a barrier triangle, then the vast majority of the time, you would expect to see the B and the D. This is supposed to be a B. You'd expect to see the B wave and the D wave along the flat of it. You see? Whereas we haven't got that here. We've got the A, C and the E here, and the B and the D on the slope wave. So in that case, you would expect to see a much more normal symmetrical triangle. Okay, where the counter trend move is the A, right? So we get A, B, C, D, E, off we go. Right, which is what we're trying to call for here. A, B, C, D, E. Now I'll say, bar this complex wave here, could be an ABC with a diagonal in it, but you normally expect to see the complex wave occur in the C, the D, or the E, and we seem to just have nice clear zigzags in the C and the D. Right, and what is currently subdividing as an impulse, but it could be 5 waves into an A, into a B, into another zigzag, into an E, and we got a rare complicated wave in the A. Or maybe the B is the complex wave here, and this is a double combination. Either way, my point still stands, which is like this is basically flat, very close to being flat, which makes it look more like a barrier triangle than a symmetrical triangle. So you know, this is normally like A, B, C, D, E reversal. Okay, and if you're looking at a barrier in that way, and the alternative obviously would be that's a descending triangle. If I just show you, let's do that again. So let's say descending triangle is a barrier triangle. All right, and we need to, excuse me, sorry, I'm getting this completely screwed up. I need to change the shape of the triangle, don't I? So with the B and the D on the top, like so, then we'd be coming in something like this. So here you get your reversal, which is your A, right, which is beyond the slope. Then you get your B, then you get your C, then you get your D, then you get your E, then you go. So this is like continuation of trend, right, in a barrier triangle, and we would have the B and the D on the flat side of the barrier, right, and the trend is getting stronger as we go up, right, higher lows. So that would be bullish continuation with a barrier triangle, and you've got the same gig coming down the other way. Okay, I just showed you the rare event of it reversing into a barrier triangle. Pretty rare, whereas more common is a continuation with the B and the D along the bottom. So you come down to here, reversal is the A, B, C, D, E, continue. Right, so this is a bearish barrier triangle where we've gone first counter trend move is the A, then we get the B on the flat, the C, then we get the D on the flat. Now I'll come back, then we get the D, this is the B, C, and then the E, and then off we go. So as you can see, so in that sense this looks more like a barrier triangle. So what if you said an alternative for our bearish count is possible here, right? Because we're saying zigzag ABC. So what if you've gone down to here, right? So this is A, and then you've got A as in complete move of an A, and then you've got A, B, C, D, E. Barrier triangle with the B and the D, E to come, and then a breakdown, and it's A, B, C like that. So this would be A, this would be B, triangle B, C. Right, so there you go. The alternative is triangles all round. essentially bearish or bullish. So this is the bullish interpretation, that this whole thing's a triangle. Okay, so let's now do an alternate view of it, which is the barrier triangle I've just been, spending a fair bit of time explaining. And this is what we're going to end up with. Alright, and we've gone A, we're going to get a B over here, and then we're going to get a C. And in the meantime, we're going to go counter trend move A, B, C, D, E over here, let's say, drag this out. And this now has to change, so this would be the intermediate correction, this would be the minor. Like so, and then you're going to come down in a C. So that's an alternate bearish triangle. So we've got a bullish one, we've got a bearish one. I know we've got a lot of alternatives here going on, guys. But my primary is my primary, and I'm going to stay with that until, unless it gets broken, that's the point. Might as well look at other options while we wait for the price to decide what the hell it's doing. So, the overall idea that it's a 3 into a 4, then the bullish triangle alternative feels better. The idea that the shape of the triangle has a flat bottom and a descending top, the bearish triangle fits better as a barrier triangle, as I just explained. But let's just go with this in the meantime, yeah, until proven otherwise. So that's gold, and we'll leave gold there for the moment. So I've just moved over to the silver chart, so let's have a look at silver. Alright then, so bullish count first, again, we'll say, and the silver chart doesn't seem to be giving me the same options or the same clarity. You know, we did an awful lot of sideways chop just to break a dominant low by a few points, you know, to swing back up and then to be swinging back down. So it's just a lot of sideways chop for a long time, since August 2020. So the one thing I will say is, from our pivot that we're taking here as our high, this doesn't look like a nice obvious, oh, we're impulsing down, does it? The whole thing looks corrective. This whole sideways slop looks corrective, so that leads me to believe that we're still in a wave 2 off of an established dominant low back here with the March low of 2020. So that's what I think is going on. So in the bullish case, we had an A, we had an expansive B, and we've completed an expansive C. You know, so the B came beyond where the A began, and the C came beyond where the A completed. For this sideways movement, it is expansive. It doesn't hit any of our expansive targets, I don't think, on the B. No, it's miles away. Okay, so it's not typical in that sense. If we take, and it's not typical in this sense. We get closer to the 123.6 with the C. A projected from the B to find the C. We're not that far off. So from here, I'm just saying an impulse off of the low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this is an expanding flat. So at least we're getting recent price action, which is similar to gold. Silver's further ahead if it is the same idea, because we've already completed an expansive C as opposed to still be waiting for it as we are in gold. So let's come in and have a closer look at this and see what kind of measurements we can get off of it. Right, so the B expands straight to the 131.8, 123.6, 131.8. The wicks go to the 131.8, the bodies at the 123.6. So this is a perfectly acceptable B. Bum, bum, bum. I'm not quite sure where the zigzag is there with so many gaps all over the place. But yeah, you've got 3, 3, and then you could argue that there's 5 here. Alright, so we could be done. We've come into this volume node here, which is all this previous noise. And we seem to have found some support. So we like the B wave expansion, that looks good. What about the overall retracement? Golden zone currently just beyond. Around some volume, around the golden ratio, around the 65 currently. If we're going to bounce, we need to do it sharpish. So that looks okay. What about the expansion of the C? The extension of the C. Through the 123.6, through the 130.18, closing in on the 61.8, which is exactly at the peak of the volume here in the volume profile. Maybe push a little lower, make an extreme C, and then bounce and get moving. Alright, so that's the bullish idea, which is we've gone A, we've gone B, and we've gone A, B, C diagonal into a diagonal for the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5 here. So we've got 4 is not as deep as 2, 3 is not as long as 1, and 5 is not as long as 3. So it's a contracting ending diagonal, in this case in a C. Well, there you go. So that's the bullish case. We need to, we need to do something ASAP. Really, we need to turn around quickly and get moving higher if we're going to believe this is the case. If this is going to prove to be the case. We're back in oversold conditions currently. Negative momentum here on the MACD, putting the foot on the gas to the downside at the moment. I mean, it's not going to cool off today. It could start cooling off, I guess, but we have been accelerating back below the zero bound here on the daytime frame. With the average crossing over the signal, we had a sell signal here, moved to another high, then confirmation. We had that expansive high, then we had an actual sell signal here with an impulsive move lower. Okay. RSI. Now there was no divergence between these two highs. Excuse me, my voice is playing up a bit. No extreme volume here to support either. I mean, there's a little bit of volume in this move off of the low, but nothing convincing either way at the moment. So essentially, if this bullish case is going to prove correct, we can't take out this low here, so we're going to be in a similar circumstance to what we are looking at in gold, which is we've got a clear invalidation point. Turn that magnet off. Okay, save the chart. Alright, so let's throw this into the bullish count, switch that off, let's just get rid of these moving averages for the moment. Okay, so the bearish case. Alright, the bearish case moves the pivot for our diagonal back to a previous high. So essentially, instead of it being here, it starts here. Not, so we get the same 1, 2, right? But instead of getting 3, I can't remember where it was now, 3, 4, 5, I think that's what I did. Either way, we start in the same place, but we're going to finish lower, is the point. So we get an ABC into a 1, ABC into a 2, ABC into a 3, ABC into a 4, and now we get ABC into a 5. And we will finish a larger diagonal in a C. Like so. Now, hang on. Hang on, bear with me a moment. I think that might be in danger of being bullshit. That is bullshit. Okay, scrub that. Yeah. Since I last looked at silver, we've moved too low to make this feasible now. So that can't be right now. So scrub that. Now, if you're wondering as to why I'm having a conversation with myself about why it can't be right, the 3 is too long. So if we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into a contracting diagonal, right, is what we were arguing for, like so, then the 2 is bigger than the 4, which is cool, but the 3 is longer than the 1, and in a contracting diagonal, the 3 must be shorter than the 1, and the 5 must be shorter than the 3, and the 4 must be shorter than the 2, and we've broken that rule here. So it's not a contracting diagonal. So I'm at a bit of a loss, to be absolutely honest with you here now, from a bearish point of view. It could, I mean, could it? It could be something brutally bearish. Right, let me just clear the chart for the moment and consider something. Let's pop this in our bullish folder. Right. Okay, what if this is still a diagonal, and this is 1, and this is 2, and this is 1, and this is 2. That's scary. Is there even room for this to be that bearish? Oh, but then that just doesn't make any sense. I mean, the problem we've got here is all of that looks corrective, right? Not impulsive. There's all this overlapping. So it's not like you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to a nice final 5th here. This was 3, this was 4. Where's your 1 and your 2? See, there's nothing that's even remotely in scale at that point. So is this even feasible? 3, 4, 3, 4. I don't think it is. I don't know where silver would go if this was the case. I mean, it would be going to 0, essentially. Because there just isn't enough room. You know, especially if you've gone 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. It could be crazy though. No, I don't like that at all. I think I'm going to need to go away now that I'm going to have to discount that bearish one for the moment. Let's just throw it back up. Let's see. If this is a 1, maybe the whole thing's just... See, you want it to complete here. That's the problem. Want it to complete here because you've got this overlap, right? So you can't go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, because that was our diagonal idea, but the 3 is too long. The 4 is overlapping, so it can't be an impulse. Right? It can't be an impulse. So what if it is... Hang on, let me think. Let's scrub this for a minute. We'll save something before we go. God, W... 3 waves here. 3 waves here. See, here you'd go, yeah, 3 waves, one bum bum. See, that supports the bullish idea, whether we say ABC or WXY. We said ABC because we get this expansive B, which is what we want the B wave to be, so I prefer that. No, I'm flummoxed for the meantime, guys. We'll stick with the bearish. We'll stick with the bullish count as we are with the gold count at the moment. I need to go away and think of an alternative here for silver, because now that see, this diagonal works. Okay. Let me just now wait a second. Bear with me. What have I looked at here? Right, yeah, so we're either saying completed 2. No, I can't see that there. That belongs to the other count. I can't use that. So we have to have it complete here. Because this 1, 2, 3, 4 is fine. Let's just double check the length of the 1. Yeah, the 3 is way shorter back here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This works okay. And the 5 here is obviously shorter than the 3. And we get a little throw over of the wedge, which is very typical in a 5. Okay, I'm going to leave it there and say I'm back in the bullish case for the moment. If we break the bullish invalidation, I'm just going to have to go away and have a big mental tidy, figure out what the hell's going on from a bearish perspective. Maybe there's something that's obvious that I'm missing. Okay, if you're a member of the Discord and you're a member of the Patreon, please feel free to share any ideas on the Discord. I'm open to anything. And on that note, you'll be getting this video on YouTube on the 1st of December, the 1st of a new month. So perfect time, absolutely perfect time to sign up to the Patreon. You know, there's a link in the description box below if you're interested. Go over and have a look, have a read, see what you can get. And also, if you are also a member of the Patreon, you'll be getting your first live analysis session on the audio channel of the Discord using the screen share today as well. So that's something to look forward to. Alright then, guys, thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel and you like what you've seen, please feel free to subscribe, smash the like, hit the little bell notification icon to remain informed of future video releases. Feel free to leave us a comment in the comment section below, and if you're not following me on Twitter yet, there's a link to my Twitter feed in the description below. I only use it as a way of notifying people when I post a new video, because sometimes people tell me that they don't get notifications from YouTube. I have no idea why that's the case, but whatever. So there you go. Alright guys, take care, all the best, bye bye.